A very good morning to all of you. You have already studied about present simple tense. Today we are going to study past simple. So we are doing these four things for this tense: sentence structure, subject verb agreement, uses of the tense, and practice. First of all, sentence structure. First of all, we will do sentence structure with be. So here in past simple tense, we use was were as the form of be. Like, I was happy, you were tired, he was hungry, she was sad, they were happy, it was cold, we were excited. So we have used was and were as the form of the verb be, and the subject verb agreement for this was and were: with singular number subject we use was, and with plural subject we use were, and with I we use was. Like here, with I we use was, you is plural, we use were, he is singular, we use was. With I we use was, but in conditional sentence we use were with I. Like, if I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. This is a conditional sentence. There are two clauses in this sentence. If I were a bird, this is condition. If I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. This is the result. So in these type of imagination sentences, conditional sentences, always there is always used were with I. If I were a fish, I would swim happily. So in this condition, were is used with I. Otherwise we use was with I. Now the negative with be. Now we are to add not with was and were. Like this, I was not happy. We use not with was. You were not tired. We attach this not with were. She was not sad. It was not cold. I hope you understand this better. Subject verb agreement here the same. Singular subject was is used, in plural subject were is used, and for I was is used. These are interrogative sentences with the verb be. Like, we use was at the starting of the sentence. Now, was I happy? And if we want to make a question with wh word, so we add wh word at the starting of the sentence. First wh word, then was or were, then the remaining sentence. Why were you tired? Was she sad? How was it cold? So like this we can frame question sentences with be. After this, sentence structure with other verbs. In this, sentence structure is first of all subject, then the second form of verb we use here, and then object and past time point. This is important here, past time point. See these sentences. I cooked food yesterday. I is subject, cooked, the second form of the verb cook, and food is object, and yesterday is a past time point. You walked in the garden. She played tennis last Friday. They played football last night. So last Friday, yesterday, last night, 1 month ago. So these are past time points. It rained 1 month ago. And subject verb agreement for this will be same. We use second form of the verb with singular subject, plural subject, and I. This is very easy structure. And in negative sentences we use helping verb did for all type of subjects. Like, I did not cook food, you did not walk, they did not play, she did not come. Interrogative sentences with these type of verbs. Did I walk? Here we use did at the starting of the sentence, then subject and then verb. Did I walk? Did you play? Did she eat? Did he go? Here I have not taken the object and time point because here we have to pay attention here. Yes. Now the questions with WH words. I have already told you that if we want to make a sentence with WH word, we can add WH word with these type of questions. Did I walk? And then we add where did I walk, what did you play, when did she eat, how did she go. So these are question sentences of past simple tense. Now come to the uses. These are two uses of past simple, past uses and imaginary things. In imaginary things we can use past simple tense and for past events. So we can use past simple tense for past events. First of all, this tense is used for finished action, the action which is finished in past. And second, with other tenses in combination of present perfect, past continuous in stories. Then we use this for imaginary things like wish, imagination, or second conditional. Conditional sentences, I have recently told you about conditional sentences. First of all, for finished actions, we use these time points in these type of sentences like yesterday, last night, in 2003, 6 months ago, etc. Which action was finished in past? Like, she went to the cinema yesterday. We spent a lot of time in Bhopal in 2007. These actions are completed in 2007, yesterday. Okay, so these actions are past actions. We use past simple tense for these. Second is with present perfect. With present perfect, we sometimes use past simple tense like I have hurt my leg, I fell off a ladder. In the first sentence, this is present perfect tense, I fell off a ladder. This is past simple tense. Means an action which is done in past, the consequent of the action is here in present perfect tense. Second example is he has not finished his work, he went to the movie. Here this action was done before this, so he went to the movie, past simple tense, he went to the movie so that he has not finished his work. This is present perfect tense. So in this type we use present perfect tense with past simple. Third, and this is important, in combination of past perfect tense. When we reached the station, the train had departed. Here the two clauses are there in this sentence. When we reached the station, two actions are there. First action has been done earlier and second action has been done after this. These two are, both of two are past actions, but one is earlier past and one is for past. So when we reached the station, the train had departed. This action is earlier past action, means past in past, and this is later past action. So in earlier past we use past perfect tense, and for the later past we use past simple tense. This is an important combination of tenses. She had finished her lunch when I went to her home. I went to her home. This action is done after this action. Okay, I went to her home, she had finished her lunch. These two are past action, but this is earlier past and this is later past. So this is combination of past perfect and past. in a story with past continuous. When we use past simple tense in combination of past continuous in a story like this: he went to a cafe, people were chatting and music was playing. He sat down and ordered a coffee. Like this we can write a story. We generally write a story like this. So we use past simple and past continuous tense to write a story, to compose a story. And in the second way we can use this past simple tense with past continuous like this: when I went to her home she was dancing. Here one action is done here and the second was continuous at that time. Like when I went to her home, this is past simple tense, she was dancing means at this point I went to her home, she was dancing. This action was continuing, this action was continue at that time of at that point of time. When I went to her home she was dancing means one action is continuous at this point of time. Imagination: I have already told you that in these type of imaginary sentences, conditional sentences, we use past simple tense like this: if I won the lottery I would buy a house. This is an imagination, this is not a real situation. If I won the lottery, this is a wish or imagination. I would buy a house. I wish I had more time. This is past simple, this is second form of have. If I were you, I would never buy this. So these are uses of past simple tense. Now the practice time. We have some questions here. Now you will have MCQs for grammar according to the new pattern of CBSE. So we will do these type of MCQs for tenses. Okay. I blank to the mall after school. So good is not a word, gone we don't use this, we use second form of the verb. So here this is right, I went to the mall. My brother blank a bear an hour ago. So this is time point of past, we use saw. Blank Mike visit his grandma last night question mark, and last night is a past time point. So did is used because are we don't use, does we cannot use for past. Alex did not blank last week. Last week is a past time point. So working we cannot use, work we cannot use, worked is second form, so that we use worked. Blank Sam and Nima at last month's meeting. Was, were, are. Here the subject is Sam and Nima. So we don't use was, we use were. And we cannot use are because this is past. We blank not happy after the sad ending. We use with we use were because this is plural. We cannot use was and we cannot use did. Blank you see Jordy's new dog yesterday. Past time point. Are we cannot use, do we cannot use, did will be here. Sorry, I'll blank hear you at the door. So I was not here, am not, did not will be here because did is the helping verb for negative sentences of past simple. What blank you eat for lunch yesterday. This is past simple, so we use did here. So these are some practices. I hope now you have understood this tense very well. So thank you and have a nice learning.